Remember, I do this video solely for me. I don't do it for anybody else but myself. If you happen to learn from me, good for you. I'm glad, but remember, I don't do this for anybody else. The reason why I say that is because I don't really feel like people should really, or at least beginners, should be watching my videos because um, I'm not skillful enough to be teaching anybody really, and I don't want them to get the wrong message. And anybody who's uh, knowledgeable about this or really good at trading and they happen to run across my video, hopefully, um, maybe they can see what I'm doing wrong and eventually tell me. But this is Wendy's WEN. Um, I had this trade perfectly done and I fucked it up. Um, Total loss was $918. Before that, I was down over 2 grand. Um, then I kept trying to short, kept getting squeezed on. The whole time I could tell the stock was being squeezed. Somebody was short big on the stock and was squeezing it back up. Not only that, um, I ended up switching sides and going long because the trend just kept telling me it's going up. I went long, and I made back $1,000. And went long again, made back like 400 and something. And I gave back another 500, total of 918. Going long and getting out too early. But I'll go over it now. So market open, didn't really see, and remember I'm still in the hospital too. So market open, didn't really see anything happening. Then I noticed Wendy's was like on my scanner, it had a high flow. It had a high flow, high share, short share count, short availability, and there was no offerings on it. But then I'm like, okay, well, it's not something I'm looking at short. It's up over 25% on a day. Then I'm taking a look at the yearly chart, and I'm not really seeing something, and I see this right here. Then I look at the intraday pre-market, and right here, you can see that they've been dumping shares. You see clearly see the manipulation right here. They've been dumping shares. So once I saw that, I'm like, yeah, I gotta get in short. So I first got in short with just 300 shares here, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna risk. Right before market open, I got in right here, somewhere around here. I'm gonna risk um, 2760 just in case it pushes up. I'm gonna sell there, wait for a spike, and then short from there. I'm not gonna hold my short because it can just keep going up and I can lose a lot. And then while I'm in here, I'm taking a shit, I'm doing all these things, and nurses are coming in and out, doctors are coming in and out, and it just started tanking. I was up like, I don't know, I was up $600, I remember. $600, I tried to take it right, somewhere right here, somewhere right here. I tried to take it. I don't know if it's something like the internet or Interactive Broker, but no orders were allowing me to get through. I could not get in to sell. So finally, one order went through, and it was just for 100 shares, and I had like 300. And I'm like, what the fuck? This stock was dumping perfectly nicely, and I couldn't get out. I couldn't get out, and I'm like, okay, it's pushing up against me. I'm gonna add a little bit more, and hopefully that if it pushes up, you know, some more I'll add to my maximum share count, And at this point, I wasn't even thinking about my risk because I assumed that it was just going to keep being dumped after seeing this. And it's like they just dumped all the shares this morning and just allowed it to ride back up, um, which wasn't smart for me to just keep trying to short. And I had to really get to an understanding that shorting first green day is not like shorting the first red day. And even if it is, you gotta short and get out and call it a day. And it's really just the morning shorts, like the only opportunity. But I tried adding right here and adding right here, thinking it was just gonna pull back down and drop. It didn't, and it pushed up, and I ended up selling here for I think $1,000 loss or $1,500 loss. I was real disappointed in myself because it could have been. I was only risking $200 at some point where I was trying to cover it at in the 90s. So 27 or 26.90 is where I was supposed to cover um, for a $200 loss. I ended up letting it ride more. Then I ended up covering here after it blew past my high, or I allowed it to blow past my high. I got a second chance to cover right here for a couple $100 profit, maybe $400 profit. Still didn't take it. And then it blew past my high, and I finally just covered. Then I tried shorting again, covered here. I don't remember the prices, and I can't look at the prices right now. Then I tried shorting again here, covered, saw that it just wasn't going my way. Plus, I had the wrong mindset. I'm trying to anticipate the short when I just need to let the stop tell me. I missed it. I missed the high, of course, but why am I shorting here? Why am I shorting here? Like, this is understandable. At least these two are understandable. But, and then it going up here, I don't think this was a smarter short here. But these two, why am I shorting here if it's at the exact bottom? It could do a triangle and go up. And that's what I was afraid of. It was going to do a triangle and possibly go down. But it did a triangle and it kept going up. And you can clearly see here, each lower, each low is higher than the next. So why am I shorting here? I'm tripping right here. I'm just chasing out and trying to predict the short instead of letting it tell me where to short. Then here I tried shorting. I covered. So I knew I was gonna be wrong, and I cut losses quickly. Then here, and I'm sized in way too big at this point too because my losses were so big. I accidentally added here. I think it was right here. I added too much, so I had to stick with my size so I could try to make back what I lost. So here, um, and I went in with 1,400 shares. After this point, I meant to add for 300, and then added 700. It was 1,400 shares, and I had to stick with the 1,400 to try to like make my back my loss. But this was trying to predict it, which was wrong, and I should have been trying to predict. Here, I don't remember why, but I guess I thought this spike right here, or something was gonna happen when I tried to predict it again. Squeezed up on me, I was wrong. I was risking this high right here, and I was wrong again. And I'm just at this point, I'm not even trading discipline. I'm not even doing the right thing. Um, then I tried shorting here. That's when I made back, I think, a grand. And then I was like, you know what? I'm switching sides. Um, and I ended up. No, I'm sorry, I'm wrong. Okay, so this wasn't a short. I'm not even looking at these numbers correctly. So yeah, right here I was trying to anticipate the short. It didn't. I was wrong, and I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I can see that it's gonna push up higher. I switched sides, and I started going long. I went long here, sold here. I made back my 1,000. Then I saw that I was gonna it was gonna come down, so I shorted here, covered here, made back another 500 to 400 bucks, and then I'm like, okay, I gotta stick to long because clearly the trend is telling me it's gonna keep going up. And I longed it here, and it wasn't really doing much. I thought it was gonna fall, so I had a cover order here, and then we went into market close. Thank God for this triangle because I would not know how to do this video. So market close. I thought it was. I knew it was gonna go up after 15 minutes. The first 15 minutes, I knew it was gonna shoot up. Um, but it went down to the 60s, 28 60s, and I was in full size after hours, and I'm like, if it hits under 70, I gotta get out. And it hit under 70, I got out, and right after that, 15 minutes or really 30 minutes later, it pushed up to another dollar. So it went from $22 actually. It went from like the low 2860s to a high of 30.50. So that's um, a $2 difference. So I could have made back my loss and some, but that was the plan. Didn't stick to it. Ended up losing 1,000. So after my $10,000 gain, I lost another 1,500 on that Friday. Monday, I gained 200, and now I'm down 918. I took a loss of 918 today. So from the week, I'm down $718, but from that $1,500 gain, I'm down. I'm down 2318 or 2024. But no matter what, I gotta stop. I gotta get out the mindset of, oh, I need to make that money back that I lost last week. That's hurting me a lot. I'm done with this video.